From the broadcast studios in Texas, USA, it's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, Rodney Rodriguez joins us to talk about circle track racing, mainly in Texas, but I'm sure we'll talk about that elsewhere too.
Absolutely.
We're going to talk to him. Jeff has the Motor Minute. I'll review the redesigned 2026 Mazda CX-5, very popular vehicle. Howdy, along with Mike out of This World Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin, Chief Engineer David Ainsley. My name is Don Armstrong. Thanks so much for joining us for our live version of the show. If you're listening, watching, being one with us on this Saturday morning. We're live usually every Saturday morning from 10 to noon, and that happens to be the moment that we're speaking to you right now.
Yay.
Yay. All right. Well, let's just get right to it, shall we? From circle tracks across the nation and moderator extraordinaire from the talk show Dirty Air, ladies and gentlemen, Rodney Rodriguez. Yeah. They're on their feet in the control room, sir.
Oh, yeah. I can tell. Yeah.
They're heading for the door.
They're heading for the door. That's what they're doing. Yeah. Hey, exactly, man, it's good to see you. How are you?
Doing well, guys. Doing well. Hope you guys are, man, this heat is atrocious, brother.
Yeah. And people are racing in this heat.
You know, I was in Iowa for the NASCAR race weekend, and those folks were complaining that, oh my goodness, it's going to be 88 degrees. We're going to bake.
88?
88?
We'll take 88 anytime.
It's 88 here, you know, when you go to bed, it seems like.
That's exactly right.
Crazy.
So what I want to know about the hat. What's the hat?
Flow racing. They do
flow racing. Yes, of course.
Flow. Yeah. I'm fortunate I get to cross paths with them quite often, like with the Chili Bowl and you know, different stuff.
Is Courtney Ender still with them?
I don't know on the drag racing side. So they gifted me a hat. You know, they're like, wear this.
That's a nice looking hat.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah. And
cool.
You know what's even better about it is it's free.
Yeah. The price is right.
Yeah, that's what the F is for. Free.
That's
free.
Free. Well, it's great to have you with us in the middle of middle to end of the racing season. I mean, I can't believe that we're going to talk about September and October.
It's almost over.
And you know, things I guess around the nation are building up to the big last few weekends of circle track racing, at least from my old experience, and I mean that in a kind way.
Hey, well, you're a Hall of Famer. I mean, anybody that's a Hall of Famer, you know
that means that I'm old and I've been around a while.
Yeah, just anybody that lasts that long is good.
Yeah,
well, we don't. Yeah, only for that reason.
There's a light at the end of that hall.
That's right. Go into the light. Yeah. So let's talk about circle track racing. You off this weekend?
I am actually off, but I'm on. This weekend I'm actually get this. So I'm gonna finish up talking to my best friends right here. Then I have to run some errands, and then I'm heading to Edna, Texas to race.
You know, I had heard this rumor that somebody is actually going back behind the wheel and is racing. Is it your car or are you racing somebody else's car?
No. This car belongs to Tony Blankenship, and he's a dude out there in Edna. He's you know, Edna's kind of Victoria's about 30 miles from there, so it's a good ways out there. But Tony has done everything that you can think of doing at Texana Raceway Park. He operated the track. He's instrumental in a lot of the success that has happened there. It's just a beautiful place to catch races. And Tony is Tony's truly the backbone of this thing. Well, he turns 65 today. So they called me and they're like, hey, Tony would really like for you to come drive the number 32 Nova. It's got leaf springs in it, so it's up my alley. I've driven it a couple of times with limited success, but they said he wants you to come out. He wants you to be a part of the show. So I'm doing it. I just got to find my helmet. I have no idea where it is.
You don't need a helmet.
Yeah, who needs a stinking helmet? So what kind of motor does this thing have in it?
Chevrolet 355 street stock, Don, for like what we've watched in the past. So and it's cool for me because the first race cars I ever drove were Novas too. So it's really cool. I'm gonna pick up my dad on the way, so he's gonna be with me. So it's
oh, wow.
It's fun. We celebrate Tony. They're doing spectator races out on the track, so hopefully they're a lot more animated than my performance. Hopefully, if anything bad happens, it happens to a spectator. But
now, is this is it a steel-bodied Nova?
Yeah, steel-bodied Nova.
Wow.
It's got it's got the Monte Carlo tail and nose on it, like these dirt cars do nowadays. But this is a relatively old race car, but it has won so many races. So it's like no pressure. And no pressure at all jumping in a proven winner. But the last few times that I've done this in Edna, they call it a race of champions, and they would bring in Howard Willis out of the Houston area there, and Lawrence Miklicek out of the Corpus area. Just two, amazing people on dirt to race against me. And it's like, I see them when they lap me, but they're not there this time. They're not there this time.
So you're like Ben-Hur.
Is this going to be a dirt track or is it asphalt?
It's dirt. I mean, that's the other thing about it. My dirt experience is just very limited. I mean, I was an asphalt racer for, the time that I drove. So it's one of those things where I've had to try to acclimate myself, where with asphalt, there's a lot of finesse. You have to hit your marks. You want to keep your car going straight, where on dirt, you don't want the car going straight.
No, you want it sideways.
You got to turn your wheel right to go left.
Right. So it's a very weird feeling to me. I mean, when I first got on a dirt track and I start sliding, I mean, the asphalt tendencies come out to where you start sliding and you're like, oh, hell, so I've been practicing on PlayStation 5. That's the only practice I have. So
there's a Walmart parking lot nearby, isn't there? You could just
that would be the nice grassed area out in front,
an intersection somewhere.
Well, and that's the other part. Like with pavement racing, you have about 10,000 practice sessions on race day, all day out there practicing. With these dirt tracks, you get about 3 hot laps, pack the track, and let's go racing. So we'll see how it works out. I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of tough
What time
cars.
is the race tonight?
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
You can catch it on raceon.com. Just look for
raceon.com.
Look for
it. Ought to be down to about 90 by that time. Nice and cool.
Yeah. Do they actually charge you to watch?
Yeah, you have to have a subscription. I don't know what it costs, but you can actually not just watch Texana. You can watch tracks all across the state. So it's really cool. You can just kind of flip back and forth. But
nice.
The seasons are winding down. This is just a regular night program, for them out there. But they're kind of all working to their big shows coming up at the end of the year. That's usually what's at this point. Because like Don, it seemed like in the old days, right around this time of the year, we were winding it down. But as the years have gone on, the seasons string out even longer, and they start even sooner, January and February, when they used to start in like March and April back then.
Yeah, but there are tracks like the Houston track that really pretty much shuts down in the summertime because it's too dang hot. They don't get any spectators out there. We got racers out there passing out in the pits. So they kind of postpone it. Of course, they've got other stuff going on out there at the track, like drag racing. Mm-hmm. But, I grew up at Meyer Speedway, and that was every Saturday night, basically from Easter all the way through past Labor Day.
Yeah, that's really what I remember too, and of course the stigma was different in these parts. Of course, Texas is football country, so it was like whenever high school football and all that stuff was getting fired up. I mean, I remember vividly the track that we would go to when I was a kid, Austin Speedorama. They were a Friday night track, and they would say, well, high school football's coming, so, we can't compete with that. But I don't think that's necessarily the case anymore. I think there's plenty for everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, Rodney, when you were talking about the heat and the hot laps to pack the track, I mean, you take your hot laps, you get the track packed, but now you've got a lot of racing that's going to go on that track. What does that do with this heat drying the track out? Does that cause a problem?
That's the challenge right now, Mike, because it's you obviously you go in, they've been watering this thing all week. The preparation for them, these dirt tracks, probably on a Tuesday to start watering it,
Let
getting
it soak.
Yeah, trying to get that water to build itself in, because what ideally what you want it to do is kind of sit under that first layer of clay or dirt, whatever it is, and then as the more traction and the more laps you get on the racetrack, it's going to start to rubber up a little bit, but you still have a little bit of that moisture down there to keep the dust down, because that's the hard part, and then it's
And if it gets too dusty, then they get the water truck out and messes everything up right in the middle of the race.
Turns it back to mud.
Yeah, get the water truck out and spray the attendees.
Well, there's that.
Crowd.
Yeah. That I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
So Edna is within driving range of Houston,
Right.
And it's a pretty convenient place, I think. And
Probably a little over an hour, maybe.
Yeah, a little over an hour. Anyway, so let's talk about some of the other tracks that you are famous for announcing there. And I know that you're a well-oiled machine when it comes to these tracks that are mainly around Texas. What has really excited you here this past few months since we've talked to you last?
It's just mainly the growth that I'm seeing around here, and I do focus on South Texas. Obviously, this is a little. I work all of Texas, but South Texas, just kind of being where I'm from, is the one that I focus in on more, and especially because it seems to be the one that has the struggles. It's lost the pavement tracks, and now with dirt, there was a situation with the track in Corpus Christi, the dirt track. Again, one of the tracks that I've worked at a few weeks ago, the promoter left, put a note out that the track was going to be closing, that there would not be any more events happening this season or beyond. And then within a week, the person that actually owns the racetrack, they had it up and going again, and they raced last weekend. So one of the things that I'm really seeing, and I think that the track promoters and the racers are finally starting to understand that what's the thing about a rising tide lifts the boat, or whatever that
lifts
saying.
all
boats. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that I guess you can see how often I use that philosophy, but it really looks like that's what's happening right now, because time is of the essence right now, guys. This is a very expensive sport. Anything automotive is expensive, but when you want your hobby to survive, that's what you have to do. That the tracks need to help each other. They need to work together. There are probably people in this business that don't like each other, but I think that they're beginning to realize that if they work together in the long run, it's more beneficial for the sport and for everybody that wants to do this.
What is the class of cars that is the most inexpensive to run for the owner, the driver?
Probably now, because you had the IMCA modifieds, then you had the limited modified, the sport mods or whatever. Now they've got what they call an E-mod, and it's a modified car. It looks like a sport mod, but I assume the E is for economy, and that one you tone the car down, and there's not a lot in comparison with some of the other modifieds that you can do. Of course, and then the 4-cylinder class, the mini stock or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I would think the Legends would be probably on that lesser end.
Yeah, Legends probably more so on pavement. But the thing with like a 4-cylinder car, to me, a four banger, like they call them, to me is a much more interesting race on pavement, because when you get those 4-cylinder front wheel drive cars on dirt, to me, it's kind of like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But if the back end gets loose on that thing, it's going around.
Yeah. That's why I just think that they're tailored better for dirt. To where, and still like hobby stocks, what I'm racing tonight is probably something where if I were going to do this full time again for whatever silly reason, I'd probably go the route of something like a hobby stock or something like that.
See, I think I've got it's an offer, a suggestion for you, and that would be something along the lines of you call the race from behind
In the car.
Yeah, in the car while you're racing. Have you ever done that?
They used to want me to do that in Kyle. And
well,
at the pavement track, and we tried it once, but we couldn't get. Of course, this was 10 years ago. I mean, technology's come so far now. We tried to get something wired up.
You could do it from your dang cell phone.
Yeah. I don't know. I do try to keep those calls as clean as possible. So I think that would be the problem, as to I've used I've used in-car radios in the past, just a couple of different times, and the times that I've used them, the person on the other end's like, I don't ever want to spot for you again.
See, but then if you could do that, you could put a camera in there as well, and you could describe the other racers and the other race cars. As
But that's the part, Mike, that it would be expletive deleted.
Well, a lot of beeps.
Subscription.
A lot of horn beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
You suck. No, it could get a little out of control, but and that's the cool thing about with race announcing. I think why I enjoy race announcing so much, and folks that ask about my style, it's because I've been in the car, and I truly think that for folks that want to do this, it's beneficial if you have. I mean, look. Like on TV, who the guys that are the experts are the guys that drove the car. I just happen to be able to do the play-by-play part too, but it's just like you see stuff and you have an idea what's going to happen, because you've been in that seat. And that's why I tell a lot of these folks that do races, I'm like, if you get a chance, get in one of these things and go run a race. If you can, it'll change the way you call the action.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So what are you really looking forward to besides today's race? In the future, what do you think about NASCAR? Do you even follow NASCAR?
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, a lot of people don't anymore.
Yeah, a lot of people have kind of shied away from it.
Well, I have to for work. I mean, because it's a big old thing, that obviously what I do. But yeah, I do follow NASCAR. I'm a fan of NASCAR. I mean, I'm not especially a fan of this race car for what we're trying to do with it. For the kind of racing that we're doing, but it seems like it's coming around to where the 1.5 mile program is really good. I like the fact that we're doing the chase thing, although I warned a lot of people to be ready, because I think before we get to the end of the season, before we get to that season finale, I think the champion's already going to be crowned. So it's not going to be where we go into that finale and we're on pins and needles wondering what's going to happen. Yeah. But that's the way the system works. That's the way the system used to work.
Yeah. September 6th is when the playoffs start.
Okay.
For NASCAR. Yeah.
I like what they're doing. I wish they'd figure out this street course thing. Are you going back to San Diego? Or are you doing whatever? I'm not the biggest fan of that, but I understand trying to capture that fan base.
Yeah,
I think they need to go back to Washington. No, go to Washington D.C. Right, maybe right behind the IndyCar.
They did Chicago. They
already got it set up. Yeah. Just follow in.
I think to me, it's the personalities of NASCAR. It's not the car. It's not the tracks. It's the individuals and their arrogance and their, you got a 22-year-old kid that thinks he's Dale Earnhardt. Right. Stuff like that. That's what gets me turned off on it.
Well, and we're about to see, because Connor Zilic, who drives for Trackhouse Racing, signed. It was announced this week that in 2028 he'll take over the 48 for Alex Bowman for Hendrick Motorsports, and I think that we're about to see a shift in these drivers again. Where some of these drivers right now, look, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, all these guys, when it comes to race car drivers, cup drivers, they are the best. They can drive anything and run it right up to the front. But I think we're about to see some new names. There's people like Brent Cruz that are coming along. And I think that personality, I mean, right now, Connor Zilic is great for NASCAR. It is exactly what they need. They need a little fire plug guy that's going to be a little controversial, but he needs to win more races though. So
Rodney, we're out of time.
Oh, sorry. I'm just babbling.
No, that's okay. No, that's why we get a hold of you to babble. We like your babbling.
I'm nervous because I'm racing and I can't shut up.
Well, that's perfectly understandable. So tonight in Edna, you go and see Rodney race. There's a name for a new show, Rodney Races. I like it. Yeah. It's got a little ring to it. But it's always good to talk to you, my friend. You take care of yourself, and let's touch base at the end of the season, shall we?
Absolutely.
We'll see how you won.
Send us the trophy.
Yeah, send us the trophy.
I'll send you a trophy and some residuals tomorrow.
The name of the show is Dirty Air. It's Rodney Rodriguez. Thanks so much, bud. Talk to you soon.
Take care.
All right, just ahead, Jeff's Motor Minute, and then got a chance to review the redesigned Mazda CX-5 when the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this 90-second break. Stay with us.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla. Eats pretty good. Apple or Android, In Wheel Time podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and searching for a fun car talk show, give In Wheel Time a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture, Mike's Driving Destinations, all on In Wheel Time. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, so check us out.
Real-Time Car Talk Show. Thank you very much for joining us today. Time now for Jeff's Motor Minute. Jeffrey.
Yeah, we're going to bring IndyCar racing a little early into this Motor Minute, but the Freedom 250 IndyCar race in Washington, D.C. is this weekend, and the streets of the nation's capital are on the National Mall. It's transformed into a Indy racing car track. So it's the celebration of America 250 in Washington. The Freedom 250 Grand Prix of Washington is set to take place in the Capitol. It backdrops a 1.7-mile course. It has 7 turns. Organizers expect the crowds to be more than 120,000 people. Now, they reported that there was like over 200,000 people applied for tickets, and they only gave away about 100 to 120,000 tickets.
Sold?
No, they're free
free.
tickets. They're free tickets.
Got it.
Now, the event, it costs about $35 million to stage. This is the second event because they did have the UFC fight. UFC 250 was on the White House lawn back in June, so this is kind of an extension of that for the 250. The Freedom 250 is a 2-day event scheduled to take place today and tomorrow. Practice runs qualifying, it actually started this morning. It was on FS1 this morning, and there's going to be qualifying and things later on. But in addition, there's an International Race of Champions. There's an IROC race going on. It's going to be there in Washington as well. Now, tomorrow's race starts at 1:10 Eastern. So tune in for that. Yeah, it's noon time here on the Fox Network. And the schedule goes today, 8 o'clock, which is 9 o'clock their time, was practice. And then the NTT, the next series, which is the lower end of it, is at 1 o'clock. And then the qualifying at 5 o'clock tonight for the big boys. And then tomorrow it kicks off the broadcast on FS1 for warm-up. And then 11:30, the pre-race. And then, of course, the race takes place tomorrow. So tune in. I'm going to be watching it. And if I can, I'll probably record it and then come back to it later. But it should be fun.
Sounds
fun
like
to watch.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the Washington Monument go by.
Oh, yeah.
All those.
Yep.
Time now for this hour's car review. 2026 Mazda CX-5 all-wheel drive.
Right.
Available trim levels are the S Select, the S Preferred, the S Premium, the S Premium Plus, and I had the S Premium Plus. There's a lot of S's in there. This is a small SUV. Seats, including the driver, 5. Exterior changes, all new, completely redesigned for 2026. Exterior features include familiar Mazda grille with a balanced, staggered headlight design, smooth curves, attractive on the door panels, black plastic wheel opening moldings. It seems like everybody's doing that these days.
Yep.
Rather large C-pillar can hamper your rear side vision a bit, so keep that in mind. You'll have to use those side mirrors. What I liked about the hockey stick rear lighting, love that. The overall design gets high marks in my opinion. What could use improvement? Nothing. Interior highlights. Much improved over the outgoing model, and needless to say, it's bigger inside and out. They all do that also. Extra large center touch screen. almost 13 inches now. Quality materials, fit and finish throughout the cabin. Clamshell doors on the console lid. See them? I'm just not a big fan because you still have to open both of them to get your hand down in there. Anyway, it's the way that it is. Cargo room, bigger redesign, allows larger storage behind the second row. And of course, you fold down the second row and got yourself a minivan back there. What I liked about it, almost everything on the interior. What could use improvement? Operating screen system is still difficult to use in many ways. I thought that they would bump that up a bit. Try to change the radio station, I dare you. Engine, 2.5 liter inline four-cylinder, 187 horsepower, 186 pound-feet of torque. Tow rating, 1,500 pounds. That's it. Now, as far as, mileage is concerned, expect 24 city, 30 highway for a combined of 26. I got 26.8 mpg over 410 miles. What I liked about it, not bad gas mileage, pretty good. What could use improvement? I think that the hybrid version of it comes next year. Ride and handling, Mazda sportiness. I'm going to tell it like it is. It could be a little bit too stiff for some people, but that's the Mazda way. What could use improvement? Not sure about its off-road ability. I did not take it off-road, and I don't think most people do take it off-road. Okay, here's the pricing. Base trim price is $38,900, still under 40.
Yep.
But prices tested, now we had the top of the line, so $41,080 is the sticker price on this particular car that I drove. Base model price, you can get in one of these for under $30. $29,990 is the base model. Good luck in trying to find one.
Yeah.
Here are the competitors. The Hyundai Tucson, $29,700. Kia Sportage, $28,790. And then the Toyota RAV4, that's all new also.
Yep.
That goes a little bit more at $31,900.
My daughter just bought a RAV4.
Did she? Mm-hmm. That's another nice vehicle. These new vehicles that are coming out now, they're pretty spot on, and they've made lots of improvements to the redesigns of all of these models. And if you're in the market for a car, I think now's the time to buy. And the other thing is that on many cars, not necessarily the brand new ones, but on many cars, they're giving you a lower interest rate and financing out the wazoo, 7 years, 100 years,
She did her due diligence, and she asked a lot of questions, and she did good.
Yeah. It can happen. And I've got a story that I'm going to do later on in our show today about Carvana. Now, I was never a big fan of Carvana at the beginning, but the new guy at the helm of Carvana has turned things around. And one of the things that I found very interesting about Carvana is one of those places that here's the price of the car, that's the price of the car. There's no negotiating.
Right.
Carvana gets up to $4,000 more for their cars than if you shop it around. And people are buying it, and the reason they're buying it because they don't want to have to hassle with a salesperson. Just saying. I'll read the story later on.
Okay.
You'll get it. Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, send us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. Back after this quick break.
Your car is a direct reflection of you, so don't be satisfied with color fade or a dingy, dull appearance. Get rid of those terrible automated car wash scratches. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your save-the-paint company. John Gray and his team of detailing experts can help your car's finish without a full repaint. Searching for real experts in window tint or windshield protection? Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Dash cams, radar detectors, Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Got a new car? Get it protected as soon as you take delivery. If you don't know which of the multitude of protection products to go with, John Gray will give you an honest opinion and won't sell you something you don't need. John will help you understand the many options and pricing right on the spot. He's your guy to have your ride looking its best and protected too. See the state-of-the-art shop yourself. Free tours anytime. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is easy to get to, located just south of the Southwest Freeway on the Sam Houston Parkway. Gulf Coast Auto Shield, full-service luxury car care today and online at gcautoshield.com. Gift giving should be meaningful, and we have an idea. a hand-painted custom illustration of your car from one of the nation's leading artists. Now you can get one or a car show poster customized for you, a friend, or a loved one. Bill's Sites will be happy to guide you through the process. No matter what the day, birthday, anniversary, or any day, an Autographics custom illustration adds an extra touch of class to any home. Call Bill today, 832-922-0963. That's 832-922-0963.
That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.